Atma here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the rifle grenades in detail. We're going to learn about penetration, damage, range, and accuracy. We will go through all rifle grenades from different factions, compare them between themselves and against other infantry anti-tank weapons such as anti-tank rifles and heavy hitters like bazooka, Panzerschreck, and Piat. We're going to start off with Soviets, and before we talk about their specialization, let's talk a bit how to recognize, special weapon carrier. So if you play on easy to medium difficulty, you're going to be able to see a special weapon icon on top of the unit, and that's self-explanatory. But if you play on hard or heroic, this will not exist. So the way to identify rifle grenadier, if you look at the unit icon on top, you can see the color. So in this case, color is orange. That means rifle grenadier. If the color is kind of a light green, that's anti-tank rifle. And if the color is solid red, that will be a heavy anti-tank weapon like a Panzerfaust, Panzerschreck, bazooka, Piat, stuff like that. Going back to the Soviets. So whenever you, if you use these guys in Conquest, for example, rifle grenadiers come in pairs. And Soviet rifle grenadiers are very unique in the sense that they have specialization. So one guy is HE, the other one is heat. They cannot fire different rounds. They can only fire their specialized rounds. They have different rifles. So the mostly the Akhanov HE rifle grenadier has a bunch of them. So he has 23, including the one on the rifle. So a lot of ammunition. Muzzle speed is 55 meters per second. It's the same for all the rifle grenadiers of all factions. Reload time is 10. Again, the same exactly. Range is 80 for HE rounds for all factions. But if you switch to heat rounds, range reduces to only 60 meters. We have damage of 350 HP. It's the same again for both heat and HE and across the factions. Penetration value for HE is only 9 millimeters. This is what I could find. But if we talk about, Mosin anti-tank rifle grenade, it has only one type of heat round. It has the same as the previous one, muzzle speed, as we said, reduced range to 60, and has penetration of 35 millimeters. So penetration is actually quite low on these guys. Soviets have very capable, anti-tank rifles with pretty good penetration. So these are not very popular. Let's put it that way. They don't have like a late war upgrade, so they're very basic in this case. These are the worst rifle grenadiers when it comes to actual heat penetration. The Americans are quite unique in the sense that they have three rifle grenadiers, three types of rifles. So one will be M1 Springfield, the other one will be M1 Garand, and the third one will be M1 Carbine. I could only not find data for heat rounds for Carbine, but I'm assuming it's kind of the same as with previous two. We have normal muzzle speed of 55 meters per second. Reload time would be 10 seconds, and ammo type can be heat, HE, and Willy P. But if we talk about first heat rounds, this will be M9. They have penetration of 51 millimeters. Then we have upgraded munitions to M9A1. This will be 76 millimeter penetration, so it's very high penetration. Actually, the best of all rifle grenadiers in the game. And if we talk about potential Willy P or heat round penetration, that will be a 9 millimeter. They do exactly the same damage, 350 HP. That kind of transitions to heat. Well, Willy P, as we said, is smoke, but this is incendiary smoke. So incendiary smoke is really good versus open top vehicles if you want to burn the crew but leave the vehicle open, undamaged. You can also burn vehicles down or tanks. If you are accurate enough and you hit their engines, there is a chance of them burning to the ground. You can also use this to deploy smoke. You can use it to start fire somewhere. I kind of explained it in other videos where I covered bazooka and recoilless rifles. So I encourage you to go back and see it. But as we said, Americans have the best late war rifle grenadier with 76 millimeter of penetration that can defeat a lot of heavy vehicles. Germans, on the other hand, have two versions of rifle grenadiers. One is early, the other one is late war version. So early war version, I do not really dare to pronounce the name of this, but it only has essentially heat rounds. Penetration of these guys is not the best. It's 35 millimeters, but it's early war, so it makes sense. Later war version has this one has 15 rounds plus one on the rifle, and the late war version has HE rounds, 10 of them, and has 5 heat rounds. Has really good penetration of 70 millimeters. As we said, range is 60 for heat and it would be 80 for HE ones. Pretty good. They're the second best rifle grenadiers in the game. Brits only have one single rifle grenadier. That will be number 36M MK1 Lee Enfield. It's really good early war, has the best penetration of 52 millimeters with its heat round. The problem is they don't have any other submunition types. They cannot deploy Willy P or smoke. They don't have any upgraded heat rounds that could increase the penetration value. So they are kind of stuck in early war. Their early war penetration is, as we said, the best, but they kind of fall off a bit later because they don't have any better rounds. Their, other values, reload, muzzle speed, range, everything is the same as with other factions as we discussed. Here we can see differences between heat and HE accuracy. So we are using heat right now. I'm going to press space. We're going to switch and compare the code now. Look at this. Huge difference in accuracy. Again. Exactly the same range, like, double the accuracy almost with heat. But less range, of course. Right now, we're going to see the difference in accuracy between standing, kneeling, and proning. This is the standing situation. Let's kneel real quick. Big difference, I would say. And if we prone... Oh, that's quite a big difference. So if we go standing again... Yeah. That's a big difference. I would usually advise if you're using Panzerschreck or Bazooka, just kneel. You don't need to go prone for accuracy reasons. Not a big difference. But here, there is a big difference between, kneeling and proning, of course. We're testing rifle grenade heat round versus Piat, Bazooka, and Panzerschreck in accuracy. So let's look at the cone. This is heat. Then we're going to slowly switch to Piat. Much better. Then Bazooka should be slightly better. And Panzerschreck should be even a little bit better. But look at the difference from Panzerschreck to rifle grenade. It's a big difference at the same distance. Pretty neat. So a rifle grenade is less accurate than Piat, Panzerschreck, and Bazooka. Although Panzerschreck is probably the most accurate, then followed by Bazooka, and third would be Piat, but the difference between them is so small. If we put all of these scores together, let's see which ones are the best. So, if we talk about USSR, their rifle grenade has 35mm penetration, then followed by German early nade with 35mm as well. After that, we have US early with 51mm, then UK with 52. We said has the best early penetration. Then we have Germany late with 70mm penetration, and the best one is US late of 76mm. So to put this one in perspective, we can say that early war UK rifle grenade is by far the best, followed by like US early. Well, German and USSR are kind of bad, to be honest. Then late war, German late and US late with 76 and 70 are really, really good. For example, early Bazooka has penetration of 80, I believe, and I think the early Piat has penetration of 82. Also, recoilless rifle has 80 penetration with heat round, if I remember correctly. Of course, we have to take into consideration that rifle grenade is quite slow traveling, has a parabolic trajectory, and is not as accurate as these weapon systems. So for US and Germany, a rifle grenade can be viable up to the late war. If you can hit the enemy tank from the side, there's a really good chance that you're going to penetrate it. Remember that those bigger weapons like Panzerschreck, they deal 500 damage, while rifle grenade, if penetrates, deals 350, which is, again, significantly more than anti-tank rifle, which on average might deal around 150 damage, if penetrates, of course. Important to remember that the heat rounds do not, weaken over time. So over the distance, it doesn't matter what is the distance you shoot for. As long as you hit your target at the right angle, that will be it for you. Soviets have by far the worst rifle grenade, and I think that you should not really bring it if you want to deal with enemy tanks. Like early war, yes, they can be useful against like the earliest, Panzer 35s, Panzer 38s, Panzer 3s, but later they kind of start to struggle. You need like exact angle, right angle to hit it, to penetrate it. So I don't think they're worth it necessarily. Where you can use them, they come, as we said, in pairs with the HE guy, and that HE rifle grenadier has a lot of ammo. You can use it successfully to fight off enemy infantry or emplacements. So it's not like they don't have value, they're just not as good as other factions. And Soviets have more than capable PTRS and PTRD, the anti-tank rifles. As you can tell, they probably at 80 meters have the same penetration as the rifle grenade. Yeah, I would probably go with anti-tank rifle in anti-tank purpose. But I will be looking for Panzerschrecks and Panzerfaust as soon as possible if I were the Soviets, especially if you're fighting Germans. They're gonna bring some good armor, so yeah, look to upgrade as soon as possible. Americans on the other side, they don't really have anti-tank rifle. But they have very good situation. Their early rifle grenade, the heat round, has a penetration of 51, which will penetrate pretty much anything that the Germans can bring in the early war. Late rifle grenade is like I think 1 or 2 research points in Conquest should be ideal. After like day 6 or 7, you can go for something like this, and this will hold you well for quite some time. Simply because, that's a 76 millimeter of armor penetration. Very, very impressive. You can easily destroy Panther from this side. Maybe Tiger not. Like, everything up to Tiger you can destroy with this thing. And this is where you probably need to upgrade to Bazooka and kind of later stages of Bazooka in order to get full penetration if you want to kill Tigers or some heavier German tanks. I would probably not bother with recoilless rifle because I don't think it's good value for money. A lot of population cap for that unit 7 with only 1 recoilless rifle. It's a very versatile platform, but you can only get it in like a late war. So I would not bother too much. And American bazooka upgrades are also very expensive research-wise. So it's kind of up to you, but I think there's a big difference between essentially 82 and 102. It's a big difference in penetration between those heat rounds. UK on the other side has anti-tank rifles. Those are boys, but they're not very good, to be honest. We have Mark 1 and Mark 2 ammunition. Just don't use them, in my opinion. Stay away from them. Go for rifle grenade. I think it's 1 research point in Conquest. Has 52 millimeters of penetration. Can destroy any early German tank. Mid-war, you can still kill them from this side. When they get like too strong, would be like with Panther and Tiger, you might struggle to penetrate. But after that, yeah, definitely you can use those vehicles. You can use those rifle grenades to destroy those vehicles. Piat makes a significant difference. Early Piat has 80 millimeter penetration, and Piat to 44 has 100 millimeters. Not to mention that accuracy is better, that the range is also better by 10 meters, and has a really good parabolic trajectory. Can shoot over obstacles. The same can be applied to rifle grenade, but it's not that good. When it comes to like firing over obstacles, the Piat is significantly better. And of course, the Germans have a lot. They have a lot. So they have anti-tank rifle that's not the best, not the worst. Can be used in early war. I would suggest going for a late rifle grenade immediately. Just, not really bothering with early one, simply because, there's a huge difference between 35mm of penetration and 70mm of penetration, like double, essentially. But Germans have by far the best anti-tank weapons, and we can see Faustpatrone with 140mm of penetration, only 30 range. We have Panzerfaust 30, 60, and 100 with 200mm penetration. Ranges differ, didn't do a good job necessarily with the graph, but it goes from 30 for Panzerfaust 30, it goes to 40 for Panzerfaust 60, and it goes to 50 for Panzerfaust 100. But as I said, penetration is 200mm, so amazing. Panzerschreck is my favorite, is insane penetration, 185, a little bit less than Panzerfaust, but has 70-meter range, has tremendous accuracy, and has this is such a good thing. Excellent accuracy, excellent velocity of the projectile. Definitely the best by far infantry anti-tank weapon in the game. So if you play Germans, go for a late rifle grenade. It's relatively easy to research, and then simply go for Panzerschreck. You can unlock those Panzerfaust with like classical infantry, but Panzerschreck should definitely be unlocked, especially if you're fighting the Soviets and they bring those heavy tanks. To summarize rifle grenade, we can say that they are really, really good against enemy emplacements, against enemy soldiers using HE. We can say that they are excellent against lightly armored vehicles with heat rounds. They can be used against light to medium tanks. Even some heavier tanks with easier side armor could be penetrated, like Panther, if you're playing Americans, for example. Where they are kind of bad is essentially for the Soviets, where penetration is very poor and there is no later version of it. So Soviets should probably stick to anti-tank rifles. We can say that the rifle grenades have a low velocity, they have parabolic trajectory, they all use heat rounds to penetrate enemy armor, therefore hitting it from like 5 meters or 60 meters does not really matter. There is a big difference in accuracy between, on one side, HE and Willy P, and on the other side, the heat rounds. Heat rounds are maybe twice as accurate. And of course, they have lesser range, 60 versus 80. Rifle grenadiers are less accurate than Piat, Bazooka, or Panzerschreck. So whenever you can go for those, better anti-tank weapons, definitely go for it. But if you can't, rifle grenade for most nations will serve you well.